Hi viewers. So recently I've had some requests which said, please, can you show your rig or can you show your room? I'd like to see a bit more of that. And I think today is a good time to exactly do that. So let's go. So here we are. In my little man cave. This room serves multiple purposes. Going from left to right, down there you see a PC, mouse and keyboard, a TV, which essentially is a 4K 43-inch TV, and next to it a PS5. I use Premiere Pro to produce my videos, to cut and edit them, and it's very nice to do that on a 43-inch screen, of course. Going over, this is my prime monitor for working when I'm in home office, and also for playing everything else than sim racing. That's a 32-inch monitor, quite good piece from AOC. That's my keyboard and my mouse. Use a Razer Basilisk and a Razer keyboard. Quite nice stuff. This little piece here is, well, a client PC for my work, which then connects to my remote PC at our headquarters. One of my prime demands for myself was to completely get rid of cables on the floor. So if you take a look here, we do have cables there in the corner on the wall, and there is this nice little box that I'll be talking about in a minute. Yeah, but no cables on the floor. And as it goes on, we have some nice headphones, and I really recommend these things if you have the space. Some headphones holders, pretty nice stuff. Yeah, as we go on, let me just climb under my desks. Here are some more cables. Yeah, more cables. Some nice solutions for my wheels. I found them pretty cool. So that's just another tip for you if you're looking for a spacious solution, yeah, practical solution, and so on. Even that cable to my wheelbase is not on the floor, as you can clearly see. So, how did I do that? Also here, also cables bundled, cables on the desk, cables on the PC. And the secret is this little thing here. It's a cable box, which also has room enough for power supplies. Actually, I spent a whole weekend just bundling, rearranging cables. But it was worth it. One more thing about the glass plate. I really got sick of this glass surface. So I wanted a different solution, and so I bought several big and long XXL sized mouse pads. That's actually a Titan Wolf pad of, I guess it's 120 to 60 or 120 to 40, and another one over here. And this one's a really biggie. It's a Steel Series of, I think it's 160 to 80 centimeters. Huge pad, but it exactly fits this plate. So this is my PC. I do not want to go into detail about that one because I have all the details and all the components in every video down in the description. So if you're interested, please check out my video descriptions. This is my light solution. It's not Elgato. No, it's actually a photo light, much cheaper, and it's worth the price. Viltrox it's called, if you're interested. So now finally for the rig. I think it's more important to also give you a little story of how I ended up here before we go into the details of what I actually have. I used to have a Fanatec CSR and an appropriate seat until I sold it because I felt it wasn't appropriate anymore. And then I got back into, after a little hiatus, I got back into sim racing 4 or 5 years ago with a Logitech G29, which I mounted onto a playseat challenge it's called. It's this mobile foldable playseat, which I still think is a nice beginner piece, especially if you do not want a rigid solid rig. But then I recognized that the G29 was, for my demands, a little too underpowered, and I wanted to immerse more. I wanted to have better force feedback and, well, essentially a more advanced solution. So the next thing for me was to buy a wheel stand by Next Level Racing, and to use my former game seat, which was a DX Racer with some stoppable, what's that called, coaster wheels, yeah, these stoppable wheels, and for that I bought my, which you see here, my CSL Elite wheelbase with the appropriate P1 wheel. That also was still a mobile solution, could be moved around, and was good for me for, well, 1 to 2 years, until I realized that in conjunction with the Club Sport V3 inverted pedals that I used, that there was still too much flex. Too much flex in the wheel stand. I continuously moved around the wheel stand when pushing the brakes hard, or even worse, moving the locked coaster wheels around. So the next step was to buy this rig, which is a TrakRacer TR8020. First of all, I bought the original version, which is more or less just the rig, but then I quickly noticed that I would need some more accessories because I wanted a sort of autonomous working space. I needed a separate mouse and keyboard, which you can see here. Here's the keyboard, over there's the mouse. Then I wanted to have first I had a 32-inch monitor here. Then I wanted the broadest solution for a single monitor solution you can get, and in my case, and according to my budget, this is this 34-inch AOC, which is about 450 euros here in Germany. Don't crucify me if that's wrong, would have to check back. And well, this little piece here, a work by the man himself, Chris Hay, thanks a lot, has come in handy for quite some months. I really like this setup guide on one page. So if you do not have it, I really recommend that to get a grip of, let's say the general relations of setup features and what adjusting them, tweaking them actually does. Very nice work. Props to Chris here. All right, let's move on. As I said, that's the TrakRacer TR8020. This is the GT seat, which is further adjusted to my needs. I wanted this little cushion to sit a little higher, and I wanted this boy over here for my back. I don't have special back problems, but I wanted some piece that simulates the form of my spine, actually, because just take a look at that. This is, well, a caved seat, which is obviously not very nice to sit in. So this is a solution with this little boy here, back support, which I like pretty much, actually. Yeah. Moreover, it also massages your back a little. Okay, and now to the core stuff. I've bought some new gear. As I told you, the CSL Elite, and I have used it for the last 2 or 3 years. Now it's been replaced by this little fella that some of you might recognize. That's the CSL DD by Fanatec. I got it, well, about 2 weeks ago, and I have finally found time to mount it. That's one of my prime wheels that I use especially for Formula racing, the F1 2021 wheel limited edition. I have the SQ shifter, pretty good one. And I have this nice button box from an internet store. I'll leave the link in the description or have it on display here. The owner is a pretty nice guy. I can only recommend him. He's there for you for everything. Can only recommend it. For me, this button box is, well, all that I need at the moment. These are the Heusinkveld sprint pedals, which are about the same price level or segment as the Fanatec. I've changed for 2 reasons. Not so much for the load cell and the amount of pressure you can put on the brake pedal, because obviously you can effectively put more on the Fanatec than on the Heusinkveld. The Heusinkveld can endure 65 kilos. I have found out for me that around 30 is totally enough for how I drive and for how I, still feel comfy. Yeah, but I've changed for some more reasons, because this solution is much lighter. It consists of 3 neat pedals. They are easier to mount for me and even give me more flexibility. And I do not need an extra plate, because obviously the Fanatec are mounted on a huge plate, while these 3 things are just separate pieces. I like the solution, and I think I've come to some sort of end here. The next thing would, I don't know what comes after that. I mean, yeah. There's always room for improvement. There's always room for, spending even more money. But at the moment, I can tell you, I'm pretty happy with this setup. Like it a lot. The CSL DD is so new that I even haven't done a single video with it. So expect one to come shortly. In which I think I'll be doing a sort of first drive and testing some settings and sharing these with you. One more little thing which I've added, which is sort of budget stuff, but very nice to have, are these little fans here and here, which not only keep you cool, but what I like are these flexible arms. Please take a look. For me, the advantage is I am pretty flexible in mounting them without mounting them, because what I do is, of course, only put them around the aluminum profiles, and that's it. And if I want to, I can remove them anytime without a single screw. Very nice solution for me. They work quite well, and most of the stuff you see here is USB based, of course. So one of the things I had to buy was this USB hub. It's a 10-port hub, to get all the stuff to work. Another thing I haven't talked about is this little box here. That's the power supply, the general managing tool for the ButtKicker, which is down here. Yeah, a nice little piece, sort of, alternative to a full motion rig. Not really an alternative, but it just adds some more vibes. I've had quite a nice time with it in the first few weeks, and mostly when doing VR, as the name says, there's some more popo meter and popo feeling, ButtKicker vibration under your seat. That's some nice thing to have, but the simulation is pretty far away from the actual thing, if you ask me. Your rig or your stuff is never finished. There is no such thing as a perfect solution. I am also a victim of the gear acquisition syndrome, and that's of course the reason why I always strive for optimizing and tweaking things. I am not completely happy with my mic position and the solution I have found and use at the moment. I have a sort of arm here, but the drawback is that I sometimes that my speaking position is of course not to the right but to the front, of course, into the monitor, so it's not optimal for recording. But of course I cannot, with this setup, of course I cannot put the mic directly in front of me. So actually I would have to buy a stand, put that behind the seat, and then put the mic about here, close to my mouth. That would be the default, the best setup. Yet I haven't, I have refrained from that because by using a stand that far behind, I would again run into some cable management problems, and I really haven't figured out how to do it. Maybe you got a solution. Are there any adapter cables or any stuff like that? If you know more, if you can help me, I'd be really thankful. Guys, so that was it. A small room tour. I hope this brought you some more insight in, what I do and how I do it, because I'm a normal employee doing his 40 plus hours at work every week, and a guy who does some hobby sim racing and YouTubing in his spare time. And I'm just one of you guys in that respect. Nothing special, nothing magic. I'm not a professional sim racer. I'm just a guy who has a lot of fun doing sim racing, doing videos, publishing them, and get into the scene, so to say. So everything I've shown here is the result of thinking about how to do my setup with, a limited budget. It's never finished, but at the moment it's in a stage where I can or would like to show things. If anything changes in the near future, I'll tell you, and I'll tell you why. So guys, if you have any more requests, or if you have any comments or recommendations about my rig, about what to change perhaps, you're very welcome to note these down in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice time. Enjoy your day. Until the next one. Bye.